This could really be the season for Arsenal. They have started the campaign rather strongly, and a lot of people are tipping them to win the Premier League after finishing the last 3 seasons as runners-up. But apart from the trophy, Arsenal also have their eyes on a few other achievements, like the 20-year-old record currently held by their City rivals. Can they achieve that record this season? We'll be looking at the possibility of that through statistical lenses in this video today, as we try to answer the big question: can Arsenal break Chelsea's defensive record this season? First of all, for those who don't know, the record we're referring to here is the record for fewest goals conceded in a single Premier League season. Chelsea grabbed this record in the 2004-2005 season under Jose Mourinho, when they conceded just 15 goals all season on their way to the Premier League title. That's an insane record, and we have seen evidence of that in how difficult it has been for teams to break it for over 20 years. But with how Arsenal have started this season, it feels quite attainable for them. In recent years, Arsenal have established themselves as the best defence in the Premier League, and that defence has gotten even stronger this season. The Gunners conceded only 3 goals in their first 10 Premier League games of the season, which started to spark conversations around the record. And their form has extended beyond the Premier League. They're yet to concede in the Champions League and EFL Cup, and have kept a total of 13 clean sheets in 17 games played this season. They went on a run of 8 games without conceding across all competitions, and were barely even allowing shots on target. That's just incredible. But then, just when they looked absolutely impenetrable, they went to Sunderland and conceded 2 goals in a single game for the first time in 6 months. Now, folks have started to doubt if Arsenal can really break the record this season. Well, statistically, it is still possible, and we'll tell you why we say so in a second. But if you aren't already subscribed to the channel, go do that right now so you never miss out on our amazing content. Now, let's go back to the 2004-2005 season for a second. In that campaign, Chelsea conceded just 3 goals in their first 11 games of the Premier League season, which means that with 5 conceded in 11 games this season, Arsenal are currently slightly off the pace. But all hope is not lost yet. After Chelsea let in just 3 goals in their first 11 games, they went on to let in 3 in their next 3 to bring them up to 6 goals conceded 14 games into the season. So, if Arsenal brush off the Sunderland game and return after the international break solid as ever, they could keep clean sheets in their next 3 games and would be back at the required pace. The problem, however, is that Arsenal's next 3 Premier League games are some really spicy ones. 3 consecutive London derbies against Spurs, Chelsea and Brentford. Now, these can be very tricky games for the Gunners. In Chelsea and Spurs, Arsenal will be up against 2 of the 3 highest scoring teams in the league this season. And there's the extra subplot that both these teams also want to push for the title, and being rivals, they will just be extra motivated to score against and beat Arsenal. So the defensive mettle of the Gunners will certainly be tested. More so, Arsenal have failed to keep a clean sheet in each of the last 7 Premier League North London derbies at the Emirates. So, according to the statistics, the chances that Arsenal won't concede in that game are low. That's not good news. The Chelsea game doesn't spark much hope either, as Arsenal have kept just 2 clean sheets in their last 7 Premier League games at Stamford Bridge. Also, Chelsea have failed to score in just 1 game at home this season, scoring 15 goals in 8 games at Stamford Bridge. So once again, it's not looking very good for Arsenal. Even Brentford have been really prolific in front of goal at home, having scored 10 goals in 6 home games this season. Mind you, this run includes 6 goals against Man United and Liverpool. So it's going to be a very tough run for the Gunners, and what they show in these 3 games will determine if indeed they're ready to go for the record. If they keep a clean sheet in all 3, they'd certainly be back on course. If they can't keep clean sheets in all games, they must make sure to reduce the number of goals they concede to the barest minimum. And well, this is something we can sort of bank on Arsenal to do. Like we said earlier, the game against Sunderland was the first time the North London Giants conceded twice in the same game in 6 months. So if they brush this off and go on another run like this, they could be good. Now, while these next few games will be crucial for Arsenal as they chase the record, the most important period will be the run from December to February. This is the period where the games start to come in thick and fast, where concentration starts to drop, fatigue begins to set in, and perhaps some key players start to suffer injuries. Will Arsenal be able to defy the odds and go on an extended run of consecutive clean sheets? Chelsea surely did it in their time. they conceded only 2 goals in the 3 months between December and February, and interestingly, both those goals came against Arsenal as the Blues kept 10 clean sheets in 11 games. Now, between December and February this season, Arsenal will have to face Aston Villa, Manchester United, Liverpool, Spurs, Chelsea and Sunderland again. It just feels very unlikely that Arsenal will be able to concede 2 goals or less during this run, so it makes us doubt how attainable this record is for the Gunners this season. And we don't just say this because of the state of Arsenal's defence, it's also because of how things are in the league these days. Goals are now being scored in the Premier League at a higher rate than they were during the 2000s. In the 2024-2005 season, when Chelsea broke this record, a total number of 975 goals were scored in the Premier League, an average of 2.57 goals per match. Last season, exactly 20 years later, 1,115 goals were scored in the Premier League, an average of 2.93 goals per match. The season before that, we saw 1,246 goals in the league, an average of 3.28 goals per match. In fact, the last time we saw less than 1,000 goals scored in a full Premier League season was back in the 2014-15 season, over a decade ago now. So, it's obvious that the game has changed a lot. The league is now more competitive, teams are finding more ways to get goals, and of course it also helps that almost every team in the league now has the resources to buy some decent attacking talent from wherever in the world. So it's generally more difficult to stop teams from scoring in the modern game. If you remember last season, Liverpool fans also felt like they could threaten Chelsea's record after conceding just 2 goals in their first 7 Premier League games of the season. But they soon got hit with the December wave and they ended up conceding 41 goals in the Premier League. But they won the league though, and we're sure Arsenal would be more than satisfied if they don't break the record, but they managed to get their hands on that elusive trophy. So, can Arsenal break Chelsea's record of fewest goals conceded in a single Premier League season? Well, anything is possible in football. Arsenal have a well-drilled defense and they're a team full of surprises. But do we think they can do it? The honest answer will be no. Arsenal letting in just 9 goals in their remaining 27 Premier League games this season is just such a big ask, especially because of the significant improvement in the scoring rate in the league since the 2000s when Chelsea broke the record. Also this season in particular, we're seeing teams find more ways to score, from long balls, corner kicks, long throws, name it. So who knows? We might even see the scoring rate go up again this season, which means it will be even harder for Arsenal to break the record. Also, it's just unnecessary pressure, isn't it? Of course, it would be a nice record to have, but we're sure Arsenal are more focused on trying to secure the Premier League title for the first time in over 2 decades. But do you think Arsenal can break the record this season? Tell us what you think in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also turn on the bell notification so you never miss out on new content. Catch you in the next one. Bye!